Hello, this is Greg from Great Cheek Speaks, and I'm in Kansas City, Kansas. Another big win by Sporting Kansas City over Minnesota, 3-0. But if you delve inside the Sporting Kansas City soccer team, there's a special story. Story of a young man who grew up went to high school 22 miles from here and turned down several big-time college scholarships to go to community college out in the middle of Kansas, about 230 miles to the west. This is the power of community college and the story of Kevin Ellis. Join me. Hello, this is Greg from Great Cheek Speaks, and this is another version of the power of community college. So I'm over here with Kevin Ellis. Kevin Ellis plays for Major League Soccer's superstar. Kevin Ellis plays for Major League Soccer, Sporting Kansas City. But the important thing about Kevin is a community college alum. So before I get into talking some other things about Kevin, background, everything else, Kevin, tell us a little bit about yourself and how you ended up here.
Yeah, like you said, Kevin Ellis, played for Sporting Kansas City in Major League Soccer. I'm actually from Kansas City as well, born and raised, and ended up going to a community college in Kansas, so not too far away from home. I went to school there for a year and a half, and then made the jump from there to Sporting after playing in their academy for, I want to say, 4 or 5 years.
Right.
Yeah.
Okay. So I think the thing I want to share, and a lot of people, when I think about football in community college, we have Julian Edelman, Cam Newton, Aaron Rodgers. There's a couple young kids that are playing for San Antonio Spurs right out of community college. But when I think about community college, I think about soccer, I think about yourself. So I first watched Kevin play 2011, and I had season tickets for Sporting that year. And then I watched the last match, played against a premier team, and then I went to Germany. But while I was in Germany, I continued to watch through the MLS package. But the one thing that was interesting, Kevin, when I was over in Germany, everybody watches MLS.
Yeah.
Because they want soccer 24 hours a day. And in Europe, soccer is only at certain times, certain things. Well, MLS is all the time, so they love it.
Yeah.
So when I'm talking to somebody and I'm in a sports bar and somebody's watching Premier League, Bundesliga, La Liga, but then I talk about MLS, they know who Sporting is, they know who you are, they know who Matt Beasler is. They just know all the players. And so I followed you, and so I got hold of Molly. It's been about 9 months ago, wanting to get this interview, because I think that soccer, more than any other sport in the United States, as I travel and I speak especially to inner city kids and inner city schools, there's so many kids that think that because they don't get into an academy right away, and I know you were in an academy before you went to Barton, but don't get into academy or don't get a scholarship, that there is no hope. And I think that community college is a great avenue for you, for other people. So when you came out of high school and you went to Oak Ridge, right? Oak Park. So when you came out of high school, did you have any Division I scholarships?
I did.
You did?
Yeah, I had a few offers.
Okay.
Here and there, and so I think my top 2 schools, I was thinking about going to Ohio State and Creighton University.
Okay.
And my parents were strict on if I signed the letter of intent to go to a 4-year school that I had to stay there all 4 years.
Right.
And I had this plan for myself that I wanted to be, a professional as soon as I could.
Right.
That's all I was thinking about when I was a junior or senior in high school. All I wanted to do was be a professional, because I played in the academy here, and I would train with the first team every now and then. And so I thought that was something that I could do, and so that's all I thought about. And then actually the head coach at Creighton at the time introduced me to the coach at Barton, and set that up for me to go there. So at the end of the day, it all worked out.
So any thought about when you finished community college about going to a 4-year school, or your mind was set on coming and back and playing for Sporting?
Yeah, I think as I went to school and kind of had the realization of, what if this doesn't work out? Right. I need school. Right. So yes, I thought about it a lot. It was a big decision for not only me, but for my family. My parents and my brothers helped me make that decision. But there was definitely a dilemma there of, should I go to school and just do this now, and then hopefully the chance will still be there, but also, traveling around the world, how many people play soccer? How many kids play soccer?
Everywhere. World sport.
So once you get that opportunity, you don't really want to let it slide by, because you may never get it again.
Yeah. I don't think a lot of times Americans, and that's why I shared this, don't realize how difficult it is to do what you did, and that is to go from high school, go to community college, and then go right in and play in for a Major League Soccer team. I think one thing, and I shared this in another recent video I did, that the line between, and I just interviewed Lothar Matthäus in Stuttgart, Germany, talked about my book, but we talked about how, because he's old school, he was just picked as FIFA 17, one of the greatest players of all time, but he played for the New York Cosmos back in the old North American Soccer League. But we were talking about MLS and how close it's getting to the rest of the world, and especially specifically for him because he covers the Bundesliga. That definitely MLS is not even, if you put an MLS team in the second division, they would crush it. If they got into the first division, they would probably be somewhere in the lower third. But that's how close it is getting. And I think it's so many players are coming over here and playing back here. But we all pull his sacks, of course, starting playing at Dortmund, and Bobby Wood's playing at Hamburg, and so many players playing over in Europe. But the line is becoming closer and closer. So Lothar and I talked about this. I'm interested. For instance, I know that Seattle Sounders are playing Eintracht Frankfurt this summer, so I'm interested to watch that. So your decision, though, and again, just interested about turning down Creighton and Ohio State to go to Barton. So was the plan when you went to community college, the plan was always to just do those 2 years? You never planned on transferring?
Yeah, no. I had, in the back of my mind, my main goal was to go to school, to develop some more.
Right.
I talked to Peter before I went to school, and he gave me things that he thought that I needed to work on to be ready to make the jump. And so that was my main goal, was to go to school and to focus on getting better. And just so happened to be my teams when I was at Barton were, I would say top 5 school in the nation.
Exactly. Yeah.
In community college soccer. I got a chance to play with a lot of guys from a lot of different places.
Okay.
Brazil, Africa, just a lot of different places. And so I was able to learn from all of them, and just how serious they took the game, and how their dream when they were younger was to be a professional soccer player. And I had that opportunity, and all those guys there helped me make the next jump.
Yeah, when you come from those countries, it literally is. Soccer is like life or death. There is no second. There's no course of action B or C. It's just this, and that's the only way to go. So when you went from community college and then came right back into playing with Sporting, what was the talent difference like going from playing that top level community college and coming back playing here? Was it a big leap?
Yeah, I mean, it was a pretty big jump, and I think also at the same time I was learning a new position here.
Right.
I wasn't a defender. I played majority of my life as a striker, and so coming from college where I was playing, an attacking mid or a striker at times, to now having to be a defender, just the difference of the speed of the guys that I was going against was, I mean, the gap was, I wouldn't say it was great, but it was pretty tremendous. The gap to overcome, and I think it took me about 1.5 years to really adjust to the game. And I think also the big part of it is playing every single day, and playing at that, and having to be consistent and play at that high level every single day.
Right. And I think that's the important thing is the consistency. I think, and I want to talk about, so what about playing at Sporting? This is what's interesting to me. I remember watching my last match, and I went to Europe, and I thought there would be a big difference. But actually playing at Children's Mercy Park is like being in Europe.
Yeah.
It really is. And I've been to them all. I've been to every Bundesliga stadium, second division, and traveled all over Europe. There is nothing like, so Tell what's it like playing in front of that? I mean, it's amazing. It really is. I tell my friends in Europe that there is really no comparison between. I mean, it is exactly the same. It's not anything greater.
Yeah, I mean, playing there, you can feel the energy of the fans.
Right.
And
yeah,
when every player will tell you when you get to like that 65-70 minute mark and you're kind of feeling a little winded, you can pick up energy from the fans.
Right.
And because you feel like they're so close, they're right on top of the game.
Exactly.
Every game, and every season you feel like they get more and more knowledgeable about the game.
Yeah.
And so every game is, the anticipation of playing in front of your home crowd is amazing. And you hear a lot from other guys around the league that they don't enjoy coming here to play.
They're not supposed to.
The fans have made it a really, really special place.
So when I brought Ani to the first match, we got here in August, and Ani had never been to an MLS soccer match, always in Europe. First thing she said when she walked in, we stood behind the cauldron, and you were just starting. She's like, "This is like being in Europe.
Yeah.
This is exactly the same." All right, I know that you got San Jose this weekend, and you're getting ready to go training. So this is my book. This book's for you. It's called 3 Points of Contact. But the 3 keys are, I just want to ask you, if you just give me one thing that comes to mind, the 3 points in this. Number 1, optimism. What do you think when you think of optimism?
I mean, I would say belief. That would be my word to describe that. Believing in yourself. No matter what anybody tells you, believing that you have the potential and you have the right plan to complete your goal.
Yeah.
I think that's the main key in all of this.
Yeah, and I read about your first goal and what you did for the young child with cancer. That is amazing. That's what I'm talking about.
She's a special little girl.
Absolutely. So next one is vision. Now you touched vision a little bit about when you went to Barton, because I've been to Barton Community College, and I'm a community college guy. I've taught community college for 20 years. I love it. That's why I'm pushing this. If I looked on a map, that's out there a ways.
It is.
So what about your vision going to Barton?
Yeah, I mean, my vision, like I said earlier, was to take the things that I was given to work on, and I had a clear goal of what I wanted to accomplish when I was there. I wanted to go to the national tournament. I wanted to win a national championship, although we didn't do that. I think we got 3rd place my second season, but to go there for the first time in school history and not only do it once but to do it back-to-back years, it's pretty special. And so I think just having that main goal and vision, like you say, of becoming better. That's
right.
That was my vision when going to Barton.
Okay, good. I'm gonna skip action because you went to Barton. You came here. You had a plan. I know you had a great U17. Talk to me about enthusiasm, because at the start of this video, I interviewed fans in your first home match, and I asked fans about favorite players, and your name came up consistently. And when I asked them, what is it about you? It's enthusiasm. And enthusiasm really encompasses the 3 points of contact. Just talk to me about enthusiasm, because as soon as you get on the pitch, you exude it.
Yeah, I mean, it's something I love to do. And I would say I'm one of those players that puts their emotions out there, and you can really tell. And and also it's special playing here, especially being from here. But anytime that you get to step on the field and play a game, it's a true blessing. And so I want to give every single thing I have every time.
And you're the last line of defense. And like I said, your name kept coming up over. Obviously they mentioned Matt and other, but your name kept coming. This is for you. Now, my daughter and I went and watched Hamburg and AC Milan. And I understand AC Milan's your team.
That's my team.
Okay, all right. So I got something for you.
All right.
Okay, so this is for you. So now this is to everybody out there. You're not leaving. Okay, you just signed. Don't think you're going. But I want to tell you right now, and Ani will say this too, is that you could go anywhere. You could. Ani and I for 5 years, we went and interviewed Bundesliga teams, and like I said, I talked to Lothar Matthäus. You could play center back anywhere in Europe, but you're not going anywhere. You're staying here with us.
I'm here.
Okay. Thank you very much. I appreciate Kevin. I appreciate your time.
Yeah.
Thank you very much.
Thank you, guys.
Good.